So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stephen Reese, and of course we are here until 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, and it being Monday, you know, on Mondays in the second hour, we have Eden Heights. So we're going to talk to Dr. Navarro and Dr. Thompson a little bit later on this morning. But for now, I tell you what, we want to get straight into the news day. And today marks the 100 days of the new government, and they will give an account to the people, I understand, later on today. But before they do that, we'll get your thoughts on it, but not in this first hour. We'll get your thoughts in the second hour before we get to Eden Heights. In this first hour, we're going to deal with the prison service, or the prisons. There were several articles in the paper over the weekend as it relates to the prison and things taking place there. One had to do on the front page of another paper with $11,000 to up to $11,000 in credit on prisoners' phones. I don't know if you all saw that. There was also a proposal being put forward by the Prison Association, I think President, in terms of building a new prison, a new advanced state-of-the-art prison. All right? And we also have another article where the head of the prison service is saying, listen, all those rogue prison officers, we will put you in jail with your partner and them. Right? So we're going to deal with that, but we'll deal with that shortly. First off, Penny says 100 days of chaos and poor decision making. Of course, yes. Poor decision making and chaos because they pull up on some CPEP contracts that should not have happened in the first place. You know, it's interesting that they use the word chaos. See that word there? Chaos. That is a word that has been used since the general election by the opposition. They keep using that word. Chaos, 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 chaos. And it's a very dangerous narrative, but it's the narrative that they choose. Right? It's the narrative that they choose. So the people will decide what the new government has done in their 100 days, if they are satisfied or not with some of the things that are taking place. All right? And I see that the CPEP matter has gone into another gear. All right? There was another headline in another paper over the weekend where the attorneys representing CPEP, that is Anand Ramlogan and others, was telling, I think it was Edwards, they were saying to him, come clean on Faris. And it appears that this administration is not going to rest until information comes out as it relates to the information that they want. Well, they have the information in terms of the contracts being awarded without cabinet approval and all of these things, right? And the $1.4 billion and the contracts up to 2029 on, just days before the general election. They have all of this, right? The matter has been referred to the DPP, and Ram Logan is making a call. I think it was to Edwards saying, come clean on Faris. So Faris Al-Rawi is definitely in hot water. But I think I think a lot of people are looking on to see whether this is going to be a lot of talk and showcasing, or if somebody is actually going to pay a penalty, or there will be consequences, right, for actions. So we wait to see what's going on with that. 24 hours after being sent on 605 days vacation, Army chief's leave halted. That is the headline in the paper. So less than 24 hours after Chief of Defense Staff, Air Vice Marshal Daryl Daniel sent commanding officer of the regiment, Colonel Keston Charles, on 605 days leave, the shocking decision has been rescinded. Senior military and government sources on August 10 confirmed the retroactive decision dated August 8th. And on August 9th, Charles was instructed to hand over command of troops in the 5 army camps to Lieutenant Colonel Dwayne Edwards at regiment headquarters in Port of Spain. Military sources said the publication of the decision to send Charles on extended leave during the state of emergency declared on July 18 to prevent an outbreak of violent crime, including murder, kidnapping, and other acts of gang violence targeting justice and law enforcement officers, caused an uproar in the senior ranks of the Defense Force. Sunday Newsday published details of the CD's decision, which in effect leapfrogged the 13th highest ranking officer, Edwards, to become commanding officer of the regiment. The decision also raised eyebrows as it was the second leader of a key national security agency to be sent on leave in a 48-hour period. The ongoing in a 48-hour period during the ongoing SOE, which was extended by 3 months to October 28th. All right, you can read more on that on page 3. 5 dead, 2 injured in weekend accidents. I don't know what is going on the roads of Trinidad and Tobago, but listen, all you need to take it down on the roads. All right, I'm seeing too much accidents still. Regional banks join African system to avoid US dollars. Hawaii interested in Caribbean banks pilot project. You know, I mentioned it briefly, the Africa Exim Bank, right? Which we are not currently members of, because the former Prime Minister say he ain't want no part of that. And I think I raised the issue maybe a couple times over the last, let's say, 6 to 8 months. Now I know, if I read the play right, Trinidad and Tobago is going to become members of the Africa Exim Bank. If I read the play right, because Rowley didn't want no part of them, because he got advice from the former US ambassador apparently that they don't want part of that. It is alleged. But the rest of Caribbean islands, including Jamaica, I believe. Jamaica was one of the islands that did not sign on as well because they had some things to sort out. And I think they got those issues resolved and became a member as well. All right? I don't follow up on that though, but I believe they did. And Trinidad and Tobago is not currently a member. Right? But when we become a member, right? You see all them questions about where the money coming from, where the money coming from, where the money coming from? Right? If I read in the play right, because kind of paying attention to this, and a feeling like that's the direction that we headed in, right? And let me see here. Right. In a WhatsApp comment on August 10th, Larry Hawaii, who is the new governor of the central bank, said, quote, "At this stage, all I could say is that I am interested in the initiative, but we won't take a formal position on it until I have completed a full evaluation of the system." Okay? I think, if I'm not mistaken, and this is a very important thing to pay attention to, right? Because this is where I believe, right? This is where I believe all the little problems that we faced with, all the little financial woes and so, this is the move here that will swing the economy around. I think I mentioned that some months back about the Afro Exim Bank. But I didn't stick on it. We didn't have it for 2 and 3 days as a topic, but I did mention it. Oh, remember that? Yeah. apparently in my mind, there is this vision that the owner of that bank has for the Caribbean. But all the islands had a sign on. And Trinidad and Tobago did not sign on to it. It's something like that, right? Don't take my word for word on it, but, I don't want to go into no big explanation. But it is definitely something to keep your eyes on, right? Keep your eyes on that. You see that partnership there with the Afro-Exim Bank? Keep your eye on that. Singh says, crucial time to expand TT-India relations. That's Kiran Singh, San Fernando Chamber of Commerce, president of the San Fernando Chamber of Commerce. CPEP chair says, I never spoke to Al-Rawi about new contracts. Attorney says, client persecuted for naked political purposes. CPEP chairman Joel Edwards says he never spoke with former Rural Development and Local Government Minister Faris Al-Rawi about a recent cabinet decision on extending contracts. Edwards was asked by CPEP's attorneys, led by Anand Ramlogan SC, on the advice he received from the ex-minister on the eve of the general election in April. And on August 10th, in his response to the barrage of pre-action protocol letters from CPEP's attorneys, Edwards' legal counsel, Sinclair O'Neill, denied Edwards ever spoke with or received instructions from then-line Minister Al-Rawi about any recent cabinet decision related to the disputed board note. All right? He said Edwards recalled having several discussions during his tenure as chairman with the CEO and the minister and others regarding a 2017 cabinet decision and the authority it gave to the board. Oh God, here I tell you. Vibes in Charlottesville for Dodds Diving Championships. Chief Sec says Tobago diving into untraditional tourism. Okay. Come on, man, diving off there with what boy? With axe? Lord Father. Jasha's dad says new autopsy confirms suspicion. All right, the father of 6-year-old Jasha Francois, who died at the San Fernando Teaching Hospital on August 7th after being treated for a persistent cough, said an independent autopsy has confirmed the suspicions over the cause of death. In a telephone interview on April 10th, Aaron Francois said the autopsy took place earlier that day and the autopsy was supposed to have taken place on August 9th. He said, quote, what I could say is that the findings of this second independent autopsy vindicates my initial suspicions without a shadow of a doubt, end quote. He did not say what the findings were. All right? And of course, that is the child that died. We went through the video with the parents on Friday. Very, like as we got it, we went through it. But one of the things that I found out, and Setwayola board will tackle it tomorrow, I think it was magnesium sulfate. Yeah, magnesium sulfate that was administered intravenously. From my understanding, and Seth will talk about this tomorrow, that has to be administered based on I think the age, the weight of the individual and the child and so on and so forth. It's something that you don't just administer like that. It has to be a calculated weight and in accordance to those things, right? Whether or not that was done, I don't know. But the way that the child reacted, in accordance with what the parents are saying, I would have to presume that something went wrong somewhere. And it does warrant a very serious investigation. All right? And I see here that the Minister of Health has taken immediate steps to initiate the investigation to ensure that all the relevant facts are gathered swiftly and transparently. All right? The family also received a call from the minister himself after posting the video. Cops arrest Point 14 man and woman for extortion. And those are some of the headlines in the paper. There's also the situation here with the minister monitoring TUCO issue and expects transparency. There was this issue of some $750,000. Was it 750,000? I think it's 750. I see, you know. That has been called into question, and I think the president of TUCO, Ainsley King, he responded to it, but I don't have time to get into that right now. All right? All right, I don't have time for all that. All right, look, we pause right here. I'll come into the prisons. All right, I chart the course surrounding the prisons this morning because of some information that came out over the weekend. But in the meantime, we want to remind you about Seth Wiles Holistic Health Clinic. I just spoke about him. He'll be on tomorrow. He'll deal with that magnesium sulfate issue as he Seth is well researched, and we'll hear about that. So Seth Wiles Holistic Health Clinic, powered by nutritional therapy. It's simple. Why manage a disease when you could reverse them naturally? And they specialize in reversing cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, digestive disorders, hypertension, and more. It is drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. So you could call or WhatsApp him on 279-3935 or 761-1952. Book your appointment today. Rebuild your health from the inside out naturally. And Flow. Yep, that's right. Get non-stop protection with Armor Security with 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response. You and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. Protection that moves to your beat. Visit discoverflow.co for details. With that, we take our break. When we come back from the break, we'll get into the issues with the prison. I'll read you parts of each article as much as I can, and then we go straight to the phone line, take calls all the way to the top. Do keep your calls, be considerate now. Don't go talking for 3 and 4 minutes, all right? That's all I can say about that. We'll be back after this.
New York Carnival, aka Reactor, is celebrating 58 years. Join us August the 28th through September the 1st for New York Carnival Week in New York City.
I come from when Ronnie used to carry it.
With over 20 adult bands, over 30 junior bands, New York Carnival Week is something you cannot miss. The Mecca of Carnival, New York Carnival, kicking off August the 28th through September the 1st. We love New York Carnival. Remember to log on to the website, weatcarnival.org. Follow us on Instagram at New York Carnival. Experience the Mecca of New York Carnival.
The
Caribbean melting pot.
Look, something to talk about.
August the 28th through September the 1st. Carnival Week in New York City. Join us for Culture Fest concerts, Panorama, and much, much more. New York Carnival, Junior Parade of Bands, and the 58th Annual West Indian Carnival Day Parade on Eastern Parkway. Join us for Viva La Carnival, the celebration.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant, where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Barbados. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your royal castle.
The most powerful young astrologer from India, Master Sainath, will expert in palm reading, face reading, horoscope reading, gives life-term protection for all kind of problems, court cases, husband and wife problems, negative energy, teenage issue, business problems, ex-love back, job issue, money problem, love marriage issue, health problem, reach great heights in career, jealousy, black magic, etc. He can be consulted to reunite with loved ones. All religions are welcome. Your visit will be private and confidential. Call now +186-8316-0148. Located in all over Trinidad.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn. Let me just address this. Chris now tell me I wear an old man shirt. You agree with that? But let me tell you something, eh? Like when I came back to Trinidad, like I lose weight. Yeah, like the deflate function, like somebody press the deflate button now. When I left for Antigua, the shirt was fitting me perfect. I went for Spy this morning. It was fitting me perfect. I put it on this morning, I save a weight. But like I drop a few over the weekend. You understand? I don't know if it's the food over there, but I don't know what it is, you know. The beach, I must soak up to my water. I waited for Spy this morning. This wasn't fitting me, so. And this is not an old man shirt, eh? If you look at my mother buy the shirt for me, eh, brother? I go tell my mother what you say. And you also watch any program. Anyway, she will probably deny it. She will say, I never bought that shirt for you. You bought that for yourself. I'm very sure that's coming. Anyway, we got some things to deal with as we get ready here this morning before we go to the phone lines. Director, put up the first headline for me now. I'll read as much of it as I can because I want people to listen carefully this morning. We are coming for you, Acting Prisons Commissioner warns rogue officers. All right. So, Acting Prisons Commissioner Hayden Ford is warning rogue officers that they will be coming after them and once found guilty of any offense will be sent to prison alongside their friends. Speaking with the Sunday Guardian at the Queen's Park Savannah port of Spain, he acknowledged that the decay within the prison service did not happen overnight and will take some time to address. However, Ford made it clear that he will not tolerate any wrongdoing under his leadership. He vowed, quote, I want all those rogue officers out. As far as I'm concerned, a trafficker should be blotted out from the catalogue of the prison service. End quote. Acknowledging the many challenges faced, he admitted there is no denying that, and successive commissioners have never denied the numerous issues that prison officers have to confront. Among these challenges is the rise of criminal gangs who have recently organized themselves into a syndicate allegedly intent on destabilizing the country and assassinating top state officials. This reported intelligence prompted the declaration of the ongoing state of emergency. Now, Ford said, quote, one of the greatest issues we face is the proliferation of gangs, and because we don't have a lot of space, we are unable to place persons or do proper separating of inmates. So therefore, that proliferation will continue, end quote. Ford acknowledged that they have a lot of drone drops and they have a lot of throwovers that take place at the prisons. Despite this, he is determined to address the challenges. He said we will get a lot of those rogue officers, and once the judicial system and the criminal justice system works, we will ensure that those officers who were once prison officers will go with their friends in their cells, he added. Following the relocation of several high-profile inmates from the maximum security prison to the Tetron barracks at the start of the SOE, the acting official described the current atmosphere pervading the prison service as tumultuous. And he said that the mood at the MSP, he described it as pretty quiet, but reminded the public that quiet doesn't necessarily mean calm. All right? That's somewhere. Right. Confirming the prison service remained on high alert, Ford said they could be waiting for word to do something, but he wants to encourage his officers, the family of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, to persevere. And he said we are doing things in the background, and we will ensure that we continue to work in a safe environment, as challenging as it may be, end quote. With the intention of petitioning Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander for legislative and judicial support to hold those turnkey officers accountable, Ford urged the public to trust them, reiterating, quote, we will work assiduously for that. We are going behind them and we will get them. All right? And addressing rogue officers, he said, don't think for 1 minute that you are going to go in a division where we have other service personnel. You cause us harm and hurt. You are causing the society harm and hurt. You will go with your friends because you are gang members. The mere fact that you affiliate with them, you are gang members, and we will treat you as such. All right? Now the article goes on to speak of, a little more in terms of the former commissioner and so on and so forth, right? Now, inclusive of that, because we know those prison officers have been a bit of a problem over time, a very serious problem over time. Every time that they carry in items like cell phones and even other things, it puts these criminals in a position of leisure, right? Rather than being locked up and imprisoned, they're too relaxed, yeah? But we know that a lot of prison officers are threatened. Their families, the lives of their families and their loved ones are threatened. And, all of those little aspects will have to form part of the investigation, right? In any event that an officer is held for carrying in any items, right? For any wrongdoing, any illegal activity. Now, in the other headline, give me the illegal phones. This was interesting. Illegal prison cell phones loaded with up to $11,000 in credit. What? A phone, a prepaid phone, do have a limit as to how much money you can put on it? How man can get $11,000 on a phone? Huh? Illegal cell phones smuggled into Trinidad and Tobago prisons, some loaded with prepaid credit values ranging from $8,000 to $11,000, are enabling inmates to run criminal networks from behind bars. Prison Officers Association President Gerard Gordon said the discovery made during searches by prison and police officers exposes one of the most serious security threats facing the nation's correctional facilities. Despite intensified security measures, prisons continue to serve as hubs for illicit activity, prompting urgent calls to end the flow of contraband that carries serious consequences. In an interview with the Sunday Guardian, Gordon emphasized that it was time to stop contraband from entering jails. The daily use of cell phones by inmates has grown so problematic that it contributed to government declaring the state of emergency. Now, many of the illegal phones are smuggled into the prisons by rogue officers and remain in high demand. Prisoners reportedly pay between $2,000 and $4,000 for a cell phone. Between January and February of this year, coordinated searches of several cells led to the confiscation of 90 illegal phones by police and prison officers. Gordon recalled that a telecommunication provider contacted a member of the association's executive inquiring about how to address the issue of prisoners holding large prepaid credit on their phones. The person from the phone company alleged that the prison is responsible for soaking up about 70 to 80% of whatever threshold they have on the system per day. So whatever it was, the prison was soaking up a lot of it, Gordon explained. Hour-long searches uncovered numerous illegal phones, some loaded with staggering credit amounts, between $8,000 and $10,000 and even $11,000. This credit was being replenished by members of the public who knowingly or unknowingly facilitated the illicit activity. Right? An employee from a telecommunication provider explained that prepaid top-up cards can be purchased in-store and sent from one phone user to another on the same network. There is no limit to the number of transactions one can make in a day. And additionally, credit can be added directly to a phone via in-store outlets, online platforms, or mobile apps, some of which allow top-ups ranging from $20 up to $500. Right? Now, you can imagine that fella's in prison, right? With a cell phone, with up to $11,000 in credit. That is insane. All right? That is insane. Now, down to the bottom of the article here, because you get the information there, right? Well, actually, not down there, but, right. They speak about tackling the problem. Now, to tackle the problem of contraband coming into the prison, especially cell phones and so on and so forth, Gordon stressed that the need to adopt and deploy advanced technologies used in other countries to block illicit communications within prisons is necessary. The association questioned whether the jammers, which were designed to block calls, are working or merely for show. During thorough searches at the Port of Spain prison, officers discovered, listen to this, that prisoners have become incredibly inventive in hiding their phones. They found dummy phones with no SIM cards or batteries, cleverly disguised devices, and even hidden pockets sewn into towels. A towel draped over a string, however, caught Gordon's attention, and he said, quote, "When I pushed the towel, the way it swung, I knew something was wrong." And upon closer examination, Gordon found a hidden pocket in the towel where a cell phone was neatly concealed. The prisoners also dug several holes in a wall where they stashed phones. The hole was covered using softened bath soap that hardened over time. And he said these things are not easily detected. Every inch of the wall we had to knock to determine if it is hollow inside. Phones were also hidden in buckets which had false bottoms or hidden compartments that only a trained eye could have picked up. Alerted to impending searches, inmates sometimes tossed phones tied with strings through air vents, making the search a constant game of hide and seek. All right? And he went on to say, we are dealing with modern criminals who are tech savvy and overly clever. Their level of ingenuity is high, and they communicate with each other to devise ways and places to hide these phones. We would never get a handle on this situation because we are living in the dark ages, and these prisoners are living in the current times. Okay? Now, a person who takes photographs or makes a sound or video recording inside a prison and transmits it outside the prison can be fined $250,000 and imprisoned for 10 years. And over the years, dozens of prison officers have faced charges for trafficking illegal items with penalties including fines up to $500,000 and prison sentences as long as 15 years. However, there were no records online of prison officers being convicted or jailed specifically for cell phone trafficking, which takes us back to the first article where they're saying they're coming for them. Right? But in all the years and all the charges that have been laid, not one prison officer has been convicted or served a jail sentence. Not one. Right? And once charged with trafficking, hear this part, once you are charged with trafficking, a prison officer is suspended with half or 3/4 of pay. A suspension with half to 3/4 your pay. Give me the POA. POA proposes, the Prison Officer Association proposes new high-security prison for Golden Grove. Trinidad and Tobago's prison system, long plagued by overcrowding, corruption, and chaos, is set for a transformational change if the Prison Officers Association has its way. POA's President, Gerard Gordon, is preparing to present to Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander a proposal for a new multi-million-dollar purpose-built remand prison in Golden Grove aimed at addressing the prison's deepening crisis. The current prison has been brought to its knees by criminality over the years due to internal compromise and gang infiltration. The unchecked flow of contraband has turned remand facilities into hotbeds of violence and disorder, compromising both public safety and the safety of officers and inmates. The POA is hoping to reverse that with a strategic plan that identifies 6 areas to root out contraband from jails, provide heightened security and reduce delays in the justice system with the construction of a new state-of-the-art prison. The 6 areas were listed as reducing trafficking, strengthening security, improving organizational efficiency, boosting staff morale and safety, supporting judicial reforms and timely rulings, building a new organizational culture and regulatory reform and human dignity. All right, he said there would be a dedicated entrance for staff and prison officers to avoid entering or leaving the prison with bags. This would immediately curb contraband from entering the prison. All right? And he said what he is proposing is that prison officers will have a view of all the cells from one particular position, equipped with cameras and the use of electronic gates, perimeter monitoring, and post-event tracking. It would also have strategic inmate movement control, significantly reducing opportunities for trafficking between inmates, visitors, and staff. Another proposal is that prisoners wear overalls so they can be identified. It would ensure that every prison looks the same. So whether you are a millionaire or a street dweller, everyone would look uniformed. Prisoners currently use their own clothing and footwear. He pointed out that the overall cost would not be cheap. Gordon said the association would suggest that the prison be built with coated 3/4-inch steel instead of bricks and cement. Steel can be cut and removed if there are plans to extend or do retrofitting. And the prison, he said, can be constructed between 6 months and a year. What Gordon is proposing there Overalls for inmates. I mean, all you can look at a movie and see that in the United States of America. From the time you make a jail, they give you an overall. That's your way. That's where you understand? Nobody can wear their own clothes and thing in prison. And that is because you need to identify the prisoners. What he's talking about there is a strategic point where officers could view from above, they could view the cells and that kind of thing. Those are standard things that are implemented in prisons in other parts of the world. So what he's proposing here is nothing new. What worries me is that he is proposing something that is already in play in other prisons all over the world, and Trinidad and Tobago seems to be way behind, despite billions of dollars being allocated to the Ministry of National Security over years. Where the billions of dollars went and is beyond my knowledge, when what he is saying makes sense. All the plans that he's talking about here to implement, it makes sense. And what he said in one of the previous articles with the phones is that you have modern day criminals operating in a technology era, and they are quite savvy with it, and the prison service is still operating in the dark ages. And the brother is 100% correct. But we are way behind the rest of the world as it relates to our prison system. That is the reality. Are connected? Connect one now. Let me start to take the calls here immediately, right? Because we got a few minutes. Well, but like I said, just keep it short and to the point. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Boy, before your partner tell you about that shit, I'm now telling my wife, but how Stefan looking like Randolph Burrows and them long time picture with that shoot on, boy. All they're missing is a revolver and them big walkie-talkie on the table with you, boy.
You see what I mean? You see what it calls?
But here, on a serious note, right? It has something called an EMP device, electronic magnetic pulse device.
Yes.
If they set off that energy, that will fry up any device like phone or anything that will make it useless, you know.
Understood.
But it does only work if it would only work if the device on. So let me say they take off all the walkie-talkie that the prison officers and I'm using, all the cell phone, everything, and they set it off within range of the prisoner cells. That will fry up everything in the phone and it will be of no use after.
Okay.
But then again, when we have dinosaurs in senior dinosaurs in the prison service and the police service that don't know about this kind of technology, they only go with what they know.
Yeah.
And they're not allowing themselves to learn something new. But I can tell you from experience, it have men who would you have a meeting, and you as a younger serviceman would give them certain advice, and they would take note, and they would dismiss it. And next 2 weeks after them coming back with that same advice, I give like their own advice.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. I'm going again, but in terms of what you just brought to the table, I think the main issue is the phones not getting into the prison. If we could stop that, because prevention better than cure. So what you are mentioning is a cure, but what we want is the preventative measures from reaching to the cure in the first place. Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, man.
The prison service, apart from reform, if we have to build prisons strategically located over the country to spread out. And then we have to look at El Salvador model for the prison. Prison mustn't be nice. It mustn't be like if you're in Hilton Hotel. You have to be different. And communication, you can put word jammers. The prisoners will tell the prison officers to make the call outside.
Right.
And they'll send things by code, and they'll have the communication so that nothing happening in the prison. You can put what jammer you want and stop what from happening out there. But communication is a hell of a thing. It works with code and all kind. We're living in a modern time now.
Right.
So the issue here now is that the officers, as I keep on saying, if they don't go after the criminals outside and bring them in and all them inside, then who they go communicate with?
Right.
So we have a situation here now. We had to take out not just only them inside, but also the supply, and the supply is the criminals on the outside. Criminals commit crimes. That to get the criminals off the streets, and until they accept that, we just dancing top in mud.
Okay.
Have a good day, man.
Yeah, man. And the other thing that you can address as well, does a new maximum security prison, a more state-of-the-art maximum security prison, is that going to help solve some of these problems? Because I think that the prisons that we currently have are outdated, and we need to upgrade them. Morning.
Stefan, good morning.
Morning, my dear.
The shirt is a little too big for you.
No, I know that because when I left here, the shirt did not fit me like this. I said, what? So I said, let me put that on this morning because they tell me I put on size in Antigua, but when I leave, this shirt was fitting me perfect. I come back, anything big for me.
No, but it's a short sleeve shirt,
Yeah.
and the sleeve is
Yeah.
too long for you. So it is not your size that you need to have it adjusted. And
All right, no problem.
Right. So listen, the prevalence of prison officers who are being gunned down and stuff, it is more than police, you will admit, right? And who
I
are
think
the
so,
ones
yeah.
who not being, yes, who are the ones who are not being searched when they enter in the prisons with regards to the personnel, the seniors? Is a lucrative thing, and seniors come, seniors go, and it went on seriously, and even if your life is threatened, there is an infraction, that is detected, and if you're not reporting it, then how the police will be able to deal with it? And even if you reported it, it seems as though that this is the first time the service has woken up, and you have, of course, somebody at the helm who is going to get the job done. Well, that's my take on it. Yeah, you take care.
All right, no problem. I'll go in again. 327-7400. We're taking your calls and your comments on the current. Well, I'll give you all the information in the articles there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, pleasant. Good morning to the Brick and Dawn crew.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Stefan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. This is George King here. That's my name, my government name. Here, what's happening with me?
All right.
A gentleman as well called last week on it. I am calling as well to put the icing on the cake. Since 2022, Mr. Stefan, everything has went through, everything is in order, everything with my income tax refund check.
Oh, Lord.
I went into them in 2023. They told me everything is good. They just don't have no money to disburse, whatever. Okay. 2024 came. They gave me a document. I have the document in front of me while I'm speaking to you. They told me the document was September 2024. They wrote me. I went back into them. I went back into that office early 2025. Mr. Stefan, we are now into August month. Mr. Stefan, this country has too much oppression. I'm fed up. I am tired and fed up of this country, Mr. Stefan.
All right. Listen. You see the same.
I am tired.
Okay, listen. Hold on.
This is abuse.
All right, hold on. The information that you see the number that you called, the same number that you called. I need
Yes.
to just WhatsApp me your information. Just send me
I will do that.
WhatsApp me the information. I will forward it to somebody in there, and we will see how we can assist you.
I just willing to pack a bag and leave Trinidad and Tobago. I'm tired of this country, Mr. Stefan. I'm tired of it.
Send me the information on this number. All right?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Because the other guy, I told him to send me the information, but he didn't take it. All right, let me get back to the prison issue here. I'll let the brother go ahead because he seems to be very emotionally, emotional distraught over the that situation with those tax refunds, which has been totally ridiculous over the last few years. Morning.
Good morning, Stefan.
Morning, my dear.
Hiya. It's sad to hear a grown man so distressed about his taxes.
I'm telling you.
You know, hopefully it is
because
sad.
Because it's a frustrating thing, eh? It's a frustrating thing. Yeah.
You know? But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Stefan, you have lost weight. I am the lady who always tell you the honest truth.
Yeah.
Your shirt is like that because your muscle has been toned up. Yeah, it's not old-fashioned, it's just that you are toned.
Thank you.
Right? I like how you're looking. And with the prison, the whole point, remember I've always said, we need a whistleblower in these places. But a start, people shouldn't have phones in prison. I've never heard that anyway.
Right.
Even in Britain here, you have to be allowed to make your calls, but with someone standing there, or you know what I'm saying, it's up to you to perform.
Correct.
So Trinidad had made that first thing bad. That's the wrong decision. So
Correct.
now it's going to be hard for them to fall back on the tightening up of the phones. But
Right.
in my idea, in my opinion, it's going good. Like the what do you call it? I'm trying to get the word, but I can't get the word yet, and I don't want to hold up your callers coming in. You know, but as I'm saying to you, you personally, you are doing it. You are losing it. You are looking tight. You're looking fit, and I'm not going to be inappropriate this morning. So you have a nice day.
All right, darling, no problem. Thanks a lot.
Okay, be
All right,
good.
cool.
Bye.
Yep. Somebody said, yeah, prison officers don't need bags to carry anything to the prisoners because they carry things in their socks, etc. Well, I would imagine that they are very inventive with the way that they carry stuff in as well. You know what I mean? The prison officers. Hello, good morning.
Stefan.
Why am I joking?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Stefan. In your same very station there, I made a challenge that yes, in your very station here, I made a challenge one day. Recently, in fact, that the prison officers, police service, the army, and the Coast Guard must take a thorough checkup, like that checkup that is want to take place in the prisons.
Right.
That whenever one is caught, it's strictly jail. You're lost in your severance pay, you're lost in this, you're lost in everything you're going, because that is a serious thing that could cause this country to go upside down. But you causing problem in the police, in whether in the police service. The police service is the same thing. They have to take the same very stand that is going to take place in the prison, must take it in the police service, must take it in the army, and must take it in the Coast Guard. And if they do that, Trinidad and Tobago fix, man. Get serious, man. Have a nice day.
Yeah, man, no problem. I'll take another one. I got about 2 minutes to take some calls here, and then, I'll move on. Hello, good morning.
Yes, calling for the program.
Morning.
Yes.
Go ahead, share your thoughts. Listen on the phone.
Do we know what electrical facilities are provided to prisoners for charging their phones?
You have to repeat that because I hardly heard you.
Do we know what electrical facilities are provided to prisoners for charging their phones?
For charging the phones. But I would imagine that they're using the same. What do you mean? They were using the same charger for the phone. They plug it into the wall.
Yes, which wall? Who is providing the wall with electrical facilities?
Oh, that's a good point. If you're in a cell and I know the cell not supposed to have any outlets. It didn't supposed to have an electrical outlet. Huh. That's an interesting point. Oh Lord, Father, you were telling you. All right, let me take this call. Hello, good morning. But that's a good question. How to charge any phone? Yeah, what's up?
I really believe if it is the authorities who want to stop the cell phone issue, they could do it, because there are jammers in the prison, and if they want to jam cell phones, they already had this technology for a long time ago. And once you jam cell phones in the prison, then the trade finished. I haven't heard anybody from the media question anyone why they haven't done that. Right? They are not dinosaurs. The prison officers are not dinosaurs. They are aware of all the latest technologies they have. And it's not up to them. It's not totally up to the prison service to install these things and ensure that phones are jammed. Right? This is a problem going on for years now. We're hearing prison officers getting call, shot call, and officers are dying. And I really, I don't think, when you hear $8,000 on our phone, if you have a phone business and you're going to lose $8,000, people put $8,000 on your system, I mean, that's a lucrative business for you. If you're running a phone company,
yeah,
and
you
I
ain't
don't want
flagging
to
that.
believe, I don't want to believe that is one of the factors why they jammed this thing yet and mash up this whole thing. Because if one phone, you saying one phone are $8,000, I have a whole ring of that inside of there. My goodness. But thanks.
Understood. Well, I see on the issue with the jammers, I read here that the Prison Officer Association President, Jared Gordon, he questioned whether the jammers were just for sure actually working. He's questioning look at here. The association questioned whether the jammers, which were designed to block calls, are working or merely for show. All right, but on the issue with jammers, just like the first caller, that to me is the now those are preventative measures that you can implement, right? But they come after the fact of the real problem, which is the contraband getting into the prison, right? Which is prison officers either willingly or not willingly, meaning they're forced to, based on certain threats that they may get, smuggling these things into the prison for these prisoners. That is the main problem. That is the problem that needs to be solved. I am leaning on the side of agreeing with the association president that we need to upgrade the prison. I think they need to build a new prison. More state of the art, right up with technology, everything. I think they need to do it. And it's not only because of the issues of phones getting in and for safety purposes, but from a humanity standpoint too. And I know that's a weird thing when you're talking about prisoners, all right? But one of the problems we have all prisoners in the same. I've always said this, we need to separate petty criminals from violent criminals. Violent criminals should be in a prison by themselves. Petty criminals, there should be a minimum security prison for them. Right? I've always said that. I've said that over how much ever years? 11 years of doing this program, I've always said that. We mixing and mingling and we making soft criminals hard criminals. Because we put them into the same environment with the hard criminals. You understand? And a man there is this movie. You could go take a look at it. It's called Felon. It was a movie back in 2008. Right? Val Kilmer was in it, and I can't remember the name of the lead actor, right? But it had to do, and this just as an example of how the prison service turns you. Not the prison service, but the prison system could take somebody who's a petty criminal and make them a hardened criminal, right? That movie has to do with a man who defended his home from an intruder. But the intruder ran out of the house and he had a baseball bat and he run behind the intruder and he swing the bat and he hit him in the back of the head and the fella dead. And the man make a jail for that. And he went in as a father, a husband, just a normal man. He had his own business and everything. He was no criminal then. But he went into the system and based on what was going on in the system, it turned him into a hardened criminal. You understand? It's a very interesting movie to look at because it kind of shows you when you take that, when you have corruption within a prison service, how easily and not a prison system, sorry, I keep saying service. When you have corruption within any system, how easy it could turn an individual from good to bad. You understand? What look at the movie, we call felon, right? We got to go to the break. But obviously we need some type of reform, and I am leaning on the side of a new person. I hope the new administration takes the association head, the association president's proposal into consideration. I really do. I want to remind you about Keolic as we go to the break. The Keolic range of products, of course, backed by science, and they have over 900 scientific research and clinical trials. It's also made from the aged garlic extract as well. And there are several products within the Keolic range. They include the Keolic Cleanse and Digestion, the Keolic Blood Pressure Health, the Keolic Cholesterol Health, the Keolic Total Heart Health, and the Keolic Circulation Health, all proven to be effective in sustaining healthy levels, and all include the aged garlic extract formulation. They also have the Keo Green Powder Drink Mix and the Keodophilus Probiotics. You could pick up any one of these products in the Keolic range at a pharmacy or a health store across the country. For more information, you could WhatsApp 728-0338, and you'll get all the information there on any one of these products in the Keolic range. All right? Stay tuned. When we come back, 100 days in office. We'll hear what you have to say about that. Don't go anywhere. Breaking Dawn continues after this.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Introducing Open Minds primary school lessons 100% online. Get quality education from the comfort of your home. Affordable, expert-led online tuition to help your child succeed. Register today. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or visit www.openminds.education.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
All right, so we're back. Now we're 7 minutes past the hour, 7 o'clock. And I just want to let the gentleman know that I did forward the information to the guy that I know in Inland Revenue there. Now, it's interesting. So to the gentleman that called, Mr. George, right? I'll leave it at Mr. George. I don't want to call your full government name as you gave it on the air. But Mr. George, I sent the information and I called him to let him know that I sent him this information. So one of the things that he mentioned to me, he said he's going to check on it for you. He will message me on it. I will forward that message to you. All right? But he made a very important point, and I think it was in the papers the other day as well. And this is total madness. So in case you didn't believe what the papers tell you or what the government told you, I think they put it out there the other day. Inland Revenue has been operating with 30% staff. They are short 70% of the staff at Inland Revenue. They're operating at 30%. And the 30% staff that they're operational with has to deal with all of these refunds and everything. So sometimes what has happened is that it has caused delays in certain things, and then it's another, the next half of that is a funds thing. Whenever the minister releases funds and that kind of thing, they try to pay out as many refunds as they can. And the former minister, well, I don't really want to go back and backtrack on him, because every time we do that, I think like we're taking 10 steps backwards. We have a new Minister of Finance now. Maybe I will have him on a morning. I will ask him for an interview, specifically to deal with the tax refunds. And any other questions that you all may have for the Minister, maybe I'll make that available to you all in time in the coming week or so. All right? I'll get in touch with Minister Tanku. All right? And let us see what happens. All right? Let me get some word from him. But, of course, this would have been going on since the man sent me this thing, boy. 2019, you know, man. Nah, man. And then there is another email. He sent me an email response that he got. speaking to refunds for the income year 2022 and 2019 are pending. So they're pending approval still. This is ridiculous. How a man tax refunds could be pending approvals in 2019 and 2022, I mean 2025, man. But once again, they're operating with, according to what he told me, they've been operating with 30% staff capacity, so that causes a lot of delays inside of there. And these are things that the new administration will have to fix, of course. And I think they did put it out there the other day. So I guess I will contact Dave Tanku today. I'm going to message him today. Right? I'm going to message him today. I'm going to message him today. All right? And I'll see if I can have him on a little later this week. Lord Father. That's just too, that is the, I could understand the brother frustration, you know. It pains me to hear people in that kind of frustration, you know. Because sometimes you want your little money because you have your little things to do. And then you keep running around, going wrong in circles, and nothing is happening. And every time you go, you get a story, or every time you go, you get, you know, it's a sad and frustrating thing, man. All right. Let me pick back up here. Let me get open minds here. It's open minds? Yeah, open minds. No open minds now. So, I want to remind you that mornings don't have to be stressful. No school runs, no endless traffic, no tired kids in the backseat. Open Minds Education, the Caribbean's fully online school with live classes from preschool to secondary. Caring teachers bring lessons to life so students can learn confidently from home. And it's not just screens. Students take part in the fun in-person hangouts and exciting events that the whole family can enjoy. So resitting CSEC in January or May, June 2026, there are 3-month power prep courses, cover papers 1, 2, and 3 with expert teachers who will help you feel ready for exam day. All right? Visit openminds.education or WhatsApp 388-6635. It is Open Minds Education Beyond Boundaries. All right, I want to remind you guys about that. And also flow. That's right. So protection that moves to your beat. Stay protected with Armor Security. All right? I'll catch you off guard here. Yeah. Stay protected with Armor Security. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. It is Armor Security, powered by Flow, backed by All Pro. Visit discoverflow.co for more details. All right? So make sure and check out Flow. Okay. We go into the phone lines, but give me, Director, you'll give me, let's know, huh? Of course, today marks 100 days. Everybody waiting on this 100 days. Give me the one labeled Padarat. Our Padarat and analysts. Yeah. Padarat says UNC moving with pace and keeping campaign promises. No, I'm not going to go into the article. I'm just giving you the headlines because this is basic, you know. This is really based on your opinion and your feelings towards the new government. It really has nothing to do with any set of information. We have a new government in play. Today marks 100 days. We have seen all of the things that are taking place, from the CPEP issue to the SOE and so many other issues, new commissioner of police, everything. Give me the analysts. Analysts, this is, well, the article started with Dr. Bishnu Raghunath. Okay? And he says it is very tough to gauge the government's performance. UE political scientist Dr. Bishnu Raghunath says it is difficult to gauge government's performance during its first 100 days in office, as it had never revealed what it hoped to accomplish during the period. The Kamla Prasad Bisasa administration, which won 26 of the 41 seats on the April 28 general election, completed its first 100 days in office on August 9th. All right, and today, Barry Padarat said in the headline before, Padarat said that today, August 11th, today is 11th, right? Several ministers will be given an account of their performance to the nation later on today. 327-7400. Right? It's very simple. It's very simple. Let me see something. Right. It will be, it's very simple. What are your thoughts on the performance of the new administration? Is it a year or nay? Morning.
Yeah, based on not just actual performance alone, but time that is given to them to perform. In that projections, right, is not steadily in actual, it's not happening as yet, basically, because you have things to clear first before you start to go forward.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And with that in mind, I say nay.
Okay.
I say yay, sorry.
You say yay or nay? Yay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
man.
in terms of the performance too, the inland revenue, you see, within the government, there is something happening where the previous administration would have contract out a lot of posts in the inland revenue department with projection to go into the TTRE. And that file slowed down the activities in the inland revenue department.
Yeah.
That is what would have happened basically is that they stopped kind of staffing the inland revenue department and using that funds that you would have used for staff and shoot it towards the TTRE, and that kind of mess up thing.
Okay.
Again, the government had to do that before they go forward.
Yeah, that's a good point you just made. Thanks a lot as it relates to inland revenue. Yeah.
Yeah, take care.
All right, man. That's an excellent point, actually. I didn't even think of that with the TTRA that was supposed to be implemented. Hello, good morning.
Government is performing very well. But I'll let the public know something. Remember, this government is operating on the budget of the PNM. When they get their budget in line, then you will see acceleration of performance. But right now, they are operating on the budget of the PNM. One more thing before I go.
Sure.
We have a lot of drivers smoking and driving and then stopping and taking a drink. Government, please deal with that situation. Marijuana is not to smoke and drive. Get it out of the head of the maxi taxi drivers in Citygate and other drivers on the road. These are people's life.
Right.
Right? You can't see them high, but you know when they drink something, you're smelling that rum.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. It is a dangerous act which the government of the past did, freeing up the marijuana to drivers. If you know you're going to drive, don't smoke.
Okay.
Have a blessed day.
Fair enough, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I think that is a charge in other parts of the world, smoking and driving. Morning. I think so, in certain parts you could get charged for that. Morning. Marijuana, smoking marijuana. Yeah. What's up, man?
Well, in so far 100 days, I give them a passing grade so far. They get an A for effort. And I think, we have to be realistic with a lot of the things that the government is doing. Some things will take a little longer, but just on the overall performance and how the ministers interacting with the public and even my company's personal use of government services. Since this government has come into office, we have seen a difference in the public service. They're a little more accommodating now. We find we getting through a little quicker than we would normally get through. So you're seeing the little improvements and stuff. Even with the police service and all with the interaction with the public, you find they're a little more less aggressive, if you want to call it that. So it is something that is slowly creeping into the society. It's going to take time for the ones who want to be overly critical. It's only 100 days, and it feels as if they're there a lot longer. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's really, really, really think about that. 100 days really short period of time, but they did it decently well, I find.
Okay.
And I think they will continue to head forward.
Okay.
Take care.
Cool, man. Going again. Oh, that's not, oh, God. I missed that one? Yeah. So 327-7400. Mention the disability. All right, cool. Check. That's not. Oh, boy. That's all. Let me just check my phone there. Okay. All right, let me just take this call. Sure. I'll get Chris. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Stefan.
Yeah, morning, man. Go ahead.
In my humble opinion, they have done more in 100 days than the previous government did in 9 years.
Okay.
And as far as the marijuana is concerned, Mr. Leave the marijuana alone, please. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Hello, good morning. I think he was speaking to that driving, but morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Mr. Stefan, let me tell you something. I know I put our government for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Because when that former government was there, we wasn't talking about no 100 days or 50 days or 1 day or whatever, right? 10 years.
Right.
And I just say to myself, if God give any of us 100 days, we will not like it. So me going on no 100 days. I waiting. If I know after 5 years you have performed to my way, I know what I have to do. That's my contribution. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Yeah, man. I think about maybe 2 or 3 more, depending on the length of the calls. Real people tell me about this inland revenue thing, you know. Lord have mercy. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan, once more again.
Yeah, man.
Because it's a serious topic. Listen, this 100 days, I think I can't take on this 100 days too much. They're on a good move. They're working. They're doing what's supposed to be done. But you know what is my problem? I don't want too much talk. I don't want too much accusing people and ain't doing nothing. I want seriousness one time. Come one time, if it's a jail or if it's to pay your money or do something, we want seriousness. Too much talk. Because mind you, this last caller there, he said, if thing happen with him and God's there, it's like my finger go be out, you know. Let me get things going serious, man. Too much talk and too much thing. Have a nice day.
All right, no problem. I like that. I could agree with that. The talk. I think it's time for action. Yeah, morning. I understand where the caller coming from. Yeah, morning.
Good morning. I would say, I think they are making strides in the right direction, even though they have a big mess that was left for them to clean up. We're not seeing them in just reaction mode. They have been proactive in a lot of the things that they have been doing. If you could allow me, with regards to the inland revenue, I am of the humble view as a public servant, there is no lack of human resource in the public service, right? The inland revenue was deliberately staffed of staff in order for the last administration to be able to rationalize why they wanted to bring on the revenue authority.
The revenue authority, yeah.
Right? There's no reason why the same things they were going to do with the revenue authority cannot be implemented with the current inland revenue, because they are supposed to do the same thing.
Right.
In essence. Right? But that's my contribution this morning. Thanks, sir.
Yep, terrific point. Thanks a lot. All right. Do I have time? It's 7. Oh, God. We have Eid nights coming up in just a little bit. All right, let me put the phone calls to the side. Just before I close up on this topic, let me just let you know. What? Oh, we have a live feed? Okay. Let me just let you know that today is Spice Mass in Grenada. It's Carnival Monday Oil and Jab Festival. It's going on right now. As you can see on the screen right now, we actually have a live feed in Grenada. We have a man on the ground there. And tomorrow is going to be Carnival Tuesday. And we also want to let you know that we will be in New York for Labor Day. All right? We're going to be in New York for Labor Day from August the 27th to September the 2nd. But this is live footage from Juve morning in Grenada. What many say is the best Juve in the Caribbean. They've made their name, the Oil and Jab Festival. They've made their name with that, and this is some live footage from there. I remember when I was there in 2018, it was an experience. It was an experience. All right, it was an experience. They stayed true to that oil, boy. See that oil? Oh gosh, boy. I don't like the oil, I don't like the oil thing, I'm telling you all the straight. But yeah, they stay true to that oil, boy. Alright, so that's the Oil and Jab Festival currently taking place in Grenada. Tomorrow's Carnival, Tuesday. I would imagine we'll have another live feed for you. No. That wouldn't be the hour of the morning. Yeah, they wouldn't be out the hour of the morning. Alright, but we have it here from Grenada. What are you drinking there, boy? What are you having here, there? What's that red drink you drinking in? That it can't be. You say that, Shandy? I thought it was what you call it, yes, boy? A solo cola Shandy. They said nothing like that on a roti, you know. A roti and a solo and a red solo. Oh gosh, and you're good to go. That we used to say a long time. Chris, say go down about that. He ain't going to know about that. He didn't go to school at the time, dollar roti and things selling outside the school. Yeah, my man. Yep, Oil and Jab Festival, Grenada, man. Terrific. I just want to mention, we can leave that up on the screen, man. Let people take that in while I just close off on this topic. It's 100 days, and a couple of the callers did mention that they're operating on the budget that was set, the $60 billion budget, that when they came in, they couldn't find the money, right? The money had been exhausted, to use a friendly term. They had to go back for a mid-year review to allocate funds to see them through the fiscal year, which we are in the month of August. So right now, all of the budget consultations are taking place. I hope that people have showed up to those consultations. It is the first time ever that a government is saying to you, the people, come, let us talk, let us hear what you want in your budget. Let us hear what is your priority, what is your concerns. And that has never been done. So if you have that opportunity to go and lend your voice to the budget, do so. Do not waste that opportunity. It is not often that door is open for you. All right? So, we have all these things taking place. We have the CPEP issue. A man stopped in the road on Saturday, as walking down Lewis Street, and the fella pull up. He said, you see, they said PNM wasn't doing nothing for them, but they was making $1. Now they're getting 25 cents. That's the change, gent. And he go on and he drive, and he said, but keep doing what you're doing, man. I like listening to you. That way tell me what he said, he like listening to me. So since you like listening to me, let me explain you something, my brother. Change is what people voted for, right? He said that to me. I was a bit confused as to the statement that he was making. But okay. When you vote for change, do you understand what is change? Change is not coming in and doing and having, change is not about different people doing the same thing. That is not change. Change is shaking up the system, flipping it upside down, getting to the root cause of certain problems if it hasn't been done before. Right? That issue with CPEP has been spoken to by Gary Griffith for a very long period of time, since he was Minister of National Security, if I'm not mistaken. And he was bringing up the issue of state contracts. Those state contracts he's talking about is right there in CPEP and is right there in CPEP, you know, that happening, you know. And that it was fueling gang activity and funding gangs. He has brought that up on several occasions, right? So you have an administration that's coming now, and yes, some people who might have been making $1 and making it right now. But all that talk about the small man and who was making a dollar and a dollar and a dollar, they hand out money, partner. That is handout money. That is dependency syndrome personified. That is what it is. Change cannot be that we're going to come in and put have these systems in place and allow them to just continue running the same way. You have to do things that is going to change the dynamic and the mindset of people and put people in a better place moving forward. And change is an uncomfortable thing to have to deal with. Nobody wants to have to deal with change. Because when things are changing, sacrifices have to be made. Okay? In order to achieve the ultimate goal that you seek through the change that changes that you're implementing in certain areas. The SOE is one too. I would imagine the prison service, the police service, everything that you're seeing, and you're saying, but wait now, that is part of change. Because you're not accustomed to things being done in a certain way. You understand? But to wreak out corruption and to deal with white-collar crime and everything that we had to deal with, all the things that you want to deal with, changes have to be made. But I want the government to know, you can't talk change and then back it up with actions. Like one of the callers saying, I don't want a government that come in to talk tit-for-tat politics and point finger and constantly do that over the 5-year term. I want action. If you're talking, you're saying you're going to do something, let's do it now. Do it. We don't need the noise. We just want progress. We don't bong for the bacchanal and the picong. Although that's part of the culture, we just want progress. You understand? So if you're going to move the place forward, move it forward in a way, change that too. Change the way that politics is in Trinidad and Tobago. Change that too. Don't be afraid to change that. Let me see something that we're not accustomed to now. You know? For 10 years was blame Kamala, blame Kamala, blame Kamala, blame Kamala, blame Kamala. All right. All you have 5 now, as one caller said, you have been elected for 5 years. So some people judge you on 100 days, but really and truly, a government is elected for 5 years, you judge them at the end of the 5 years. That's why you have an election every 5 years. So they have 5 years to get it done. Right? But try and get it done without the... If you had to bring charges against people, fine, go ahead. Right? But on any progress that has to be made and any shortcomings and any stumbling blocks, obstacles, don't let me hear the blame this one, blame that one, and blame the other one. Get it done. Change that. Let that be part of the change too. You know what I mean? Anyway. Let me remind you about Eden Heights very quickly because we're getting ready for them. So Eden Heights, that's not it, right? I'm sending thing quite over there. So Eden Heights Clinic, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, nutritional programs, weight loss programs, oxygen baths and more. They also offer consultation services including live blood analysis, diabetes, sport injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain and more. And you could visit them at any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Chaguanas, or Tobago. You could also give them a call on 6408-985 or 613-7571, and you could WhatsApp them on 4939-196 or email them at edenightsdistributors@gmail.com. So make sure and check out Eden Heights today, and they're coming up after the break. And before we go to the break, final commitment here, gentlemen. We're talking about the College of Therapeutic Massage and Beauty Culture as well. All right, let me just remind you guys about that. Because if you've ever considered a lucrative career in massage therapy or cosmetology, why not call the Trinidad and Tobago College of Therapeutic Massage and Beauty Culture Limited? They are now enrolling for September 2025, and you could learn from the experts of 40 years in the field, trained for a job in the fastest growing industry in the world, and they are registered with the Ministry of Education and the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago, and they also offer a gate-funded program. You could call them now on 658-3907 or WhatsApp them on 496-1111. You could also visit their website, www.ttcollegeofmassage.com. So with that, we're going to take a break, is Oil and Job in Grenada. Yeah, man. So while they enjoy themselves in Grenada, E-Nice is with us after the break. Stay tuned for that after this.
Check one here, quick and fast. Yeah, you know the thing go. Hit the road with a real jab in the morning time.
Everybody who's just on the stream.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
New York Carnival, aka Reactor, is celebrating 58 years. Join us August the 28th through September the 1st for New York Carnival Week in New York City. I come from when used to carry it. With over 20 adult bands, over 30 junior bands, New York Carnival Week is something you cannot miss. The Mecca of Carnival, New York Carnival, kicking off August the 28th through September the 1st. We love New York Carnival. Remember to log on to the website, weatcarnival.org. Follow us on Instagram at New York Carnival. Experience the Mecca of New York Carnival. Caribbean melting pot. Look something to talk about. August the 28th through September the 1st. Carnival Week in New York City. Join us for Culture Fest concerts, Panorama, and much, much more. New York Carnival, Junior Parade of Bands, and the 58th Annual West Indian Carnival Day Parade on Eastern Parkway. Join us for Viva La Carnival, the celebration.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
The most powerful young astrologer from India, Master Sainath, will expert in palm reading, face reading, horoscope reading, gives life-term protection for all kind of problems, court cases, husband and wife problems, negative energy, teenage issue, business problems, ex-love back, job issue, money problem, love marriage issue, health problem, reach great heights in career, jealousy, black magic, etc. He can be consulted to reunite with loved ones. All religions are welcome. Your visit will be private and confidential. Call now +186 8316 0148. Located in all over Trinidad.
All right, people, so we're back on Breaking Dawn, and right about now we have Dr. Thompson and Dr. Navarro with us, and we're going to be talking about inflammation of the arteries with the nights. So we'll bring them in and say good morning to them. 19 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. We got, so they're with us for the next 15 minutes. Yeah, Dr. Thompson, morning.
Hi, morning. How are you?
I'm just fine, man. Talk to us, man.
Hi. I see you back in Trinidad.
Oh, yes.
Yes, no coconut trees in the background.
Yeah, boy. No beach, no turquoise water. So, so what's up, guys?
Let Dr. Navarro start as he came up with the topic.
Okay, no problem.
And then start.
Well, yes, this is a major, of course, inflammation is a major concern. But when you're dealing with inflammation of the arteries, of course, a lot of people are dying of heart attacks and strokes.
Right.
And that is a serious condition that is creating a lot of problems because of the foods. Of course, it is triggered by foods that we eat in. One of the main foods, I have to say, oh, my hair's sticking up there, boy. One of the main foods is sugar, processed sugar, okay? And even in terms of processed carbohydrates and stuff like that, it creates, of course, sugar is like, let me put it simple, sugar is like taking a piece of metal and exposing it to the sea blast without any protection.
Okay.
It creates a lot of problem, and of course, another area that we have to look at is stress. Levels too little cortisol or too much cortisol, okay, can create inflammation in the body, So we need a certain amount of cortisol when we are stressed out. Now, you're in a stressful situation, your body naturally produces cortisol. But if you have too much or too little, that creates another issue. And of course, when the artery swells, what it does, it narrows. You're narrowing the artery, and of course, that eventually will lead to heart attacks and strokes. And the same thing when you're talking about neuropathy in diabetic patients, right? The neuropathy deals with poor blood flow to the extremity of the legs. And of course, because the nerves are not receiving enough blood, all right, you start to get numbness. It starts with numbness, tingling, and then eventually it starts to become painful. And as a result of that, and all that is due to inflammatory conditions of the blood vessels. So that is something that you have to correct. And of course, in the clinic, we have treatments, and I'll let Dr. Thompson talk about the treatments that we use. Change of diet, most important, changing the diet, because a lot of them result in heart attacks and strokes. And of course, in many cases, there's death, and of course, there's also neurological damage. Now, for instance, Alzheimer's, a lot of people don't know Alzheimer's is inflammatory conditions in the brain.
Right.
Alzheimer's, dementia, all right? And that's when the arterial vessels become inflamed. And that is all due to wrong foods, improper diet over the years. And it creates that issue in the body. And then, of course, when something swells, what does it do? It narrows.
Right.
Right? And of course, with another thing I just want to add, with the cortisol, of course, with too much cortisol or too little, you have the body producing plaque. And that plaque starts to build up in the lining of the arteries. Now, the endothelial lining is the main lining of the artery. And of course, eating fatty foods, what happens every time? Just let me just give you an instance. You eat some ice cream. You know, everybody likes ice cream. You eat some ice cream.
Sure.
Milk and sugar, two very debilitating diseases. Milk and ice cream gets into your system. It gets into the bloodstream, then it goes into the bloodstream, and then of course it starts to damage the endothelial lining, and that lining actually produces something called nitric oxide, which is absolutely necessary for nice, clean blood flow. And it starts to damage the lining, and what happens, your body naturally produces plaque to protect the lining of the artery, but what is happening as it's covering the artery and building up. And of course, it's supposed to be a temporary thing, but it continues and continues until the artery starts to narrow. And of course, with the inflammation in the blood, the artery starts to get even smaller until it is constricted, until a blood clot comes. And of course, that's another thing that happens. The red blood cells coagulate, and there's something called thrombosis, or thrombocyte aggregation, as we see it in live blood analysis, and that can lead to eventually a stroke or heart attack.
Wow.
So when we do the live blood analysis, we actually see the two things. We see the plaque that is being produced, and we see the thrombocyte aggregation, where you see the culmination of red blood cells crammed together in a large mass. And that shows us an indication of poor circulation, and of course, there's inflammation there. There's another blood test that we do. It's called layered, and we can actually see the inflammation as well in the layered blood test. It's a dry blood. We dry the blood on a slide, and when you put it under a microscope, you change the lens, you can actually see large amounts of inflammation in the blood. You can actually pick it up, that the person has large amounts of inflammation.
Wow.
And of course, it leads to what you're eating. It all has to do with that. But the good news is that it is reversible. And I'll let Dr. Thompson talk about some of the things that we do in the clinic to reverse such conditions.
Okay, Dr. Thompson.
All right. Good morning, everyone. We had a head full of information from Dr. Navarro there. But of course, just to share from that too, some of the many treatments we actually do at the clinic is really to reduce inflammation for persons with many diseases, actually, when you think about it, because you're talking about persons who come with problems with their joints. Many persons actually don't look at if there's improper blood flow to those joints, you'll get pain. So we're dealing with 60,000 miles of blood vessels. That's basically bringing oxygen and nutrients to your tissues. So from the time a person actually has a pain in the back, nobody actually thinks about going and actually check the arteries to the back to see if the arteries are being clogged, or basically lack of blood flow to the area that's causing the inflammation or causing you to actually develop pain in the back. When we actually send persons for things like CT scan, we actually see that they do have plaque building up in the arteries to the back, even to the knee area, even to the leg, to the ankle area, right? Many a times there are already plaque building in those areas, and you get a lack of blood flow to those areas as well. So we always have to look at that carefully when you're talking about inflammation of the body, or when a person is having extreme pain in the body. So again, some of the different services that we generally offer for that, if we combine, for example, what we call a PC, what we call phosphatidylcholine, that actually works on, let's say, breaking down fatty deposits and then we add, let's say, the ozone therapy to that. Ozone naturally decreases inflammation quickly as well, plus adding oxygen to the area. So you have two treatments that you could actually combine. One the PC, one the ozone. So one cleansing and one adding oxygen and also cleansing as well too as well. But once you get oxygen to a tissue, generally the inflammation level actually starts dropping. That's why when we do like prolozone therapy, for example, there are persons that has high levels of inflammation, that's locally, let's say to the knee mostly. What the prolozone is doing is adding oxygen, adding nutrients. So when you add the oxygen to the area, the inflammation level starts to drop right away. And when we add in nutrients, actually the healing starts to take place. So in other words, what we're actually doing is what the body really is supposed to do, but in a faster way.
Okay.
Right? There are persons who develop inflammation in the arteries. It could be due to it could be bacterial, it could be even fungal issues as well that cause the inflammation. Then we also even looking at some medication that actually be sometimes causing that same inflammation that you're getting. Dr. Navarro actually would have mentioned inflammation. When you do a ESR test, erythrocyte sedimentation rate test, basically when we look at the live blood test, where we'll pick up what we call rouleau formation, when you check inflammation in the normal way, let's say through the veins, and then we check in on a live blood test, rouleau formation actually means that there's some form of inflammation going on in the body. So it actually shows more or less the same thing. So that's why we'll actually use combined tests at the clinic when persons come in, because you can do a C-reactive protein or what you call CRP. That type of blood test could check the inflammation. That's basically systemic. But when you look at blood flow in general, from the time a person has restrict blood flow, automatically inflammation starts coming on. Then you're looking at not only, let's say, the waxy substances that builds up in the arteries, we're also looking at basically things like sugar that sticks. There's protein that actually sticks within the arteries. There's basically things like, for example, like calcium that will also build as well too. So when persons come in, the first thing we need to do is, of course, assessing that person, so consultation. Then afterwards, going on the different treatments. If you don't, let's say, for example, we're looking at cleaning of the arteries, but nobody actually thinks about, okay, I need to clean my liver so that the liver could actually do its work on decreasing inflammation. I need to actually clean out the colon so that once you get rid of the toxic waste from the colon, you'll actually decrease inflammation that way as well. Then we're also looking at the health of the kidneys, the lymphatic system. So you have all these systems working together to actually do the job of reducing the inflammation in the system. So it takes a lot to really decrease all inflammation systemically. Because as I said before, you're dealing with 60,000 miles of blood vessels. And these 60,000 miles are bringing nutrients and the oxygen to your tissues. So picture your highway itself, that highway, I always mention that for persons. So picture it in a highway, you have congestion on the highway and you need these workers to come in so that they could actually deal with these toxic waste that's passing. That's where the inflammation comes in, because the white blood cell actually goes in there. They start a process which actually causes inflammation, but they are the ones that actually break it down. Things like plaque that is actually forming within the arteries. One of the white blood cells, what they call the macrophage, they actually feed on the toxic waste that's actually within the arteries. I call it toxic waste because it's not supposed to be there in the first place. Right? So that's what I would say. So we have the ozone, we have the PC, we have basically cleaning of the colon, we have the liver, the kidneys, all of these things working together just to do a job of cleaning of the arteries. All right?
Right.
Yeah, and getting the veins to function properly, the arterioles to function properly. And even the small little blood vessels, the capillary, a lot of persons who have trouble with like numbness to the hands or to the feet, most of the time there's lack of blood flow, but nobody really looks to see if there's plaque building up in these small little blood vessels, because it's very difficult to really see that. But from the time you have numbness or tingling, apart from the nerve being the problem, all right, you still have to get a proper blood supply to that same nerve that's giving off the signal as well. So it really comes down to increasing blood flow throughout the tissues. One blood flow reaches an area, then it's actually going to reduce the inflammation in that area itself.
Okay.
Right, after a period of time.
Yeah, well, we got about a minute, but you mentioned the liver, right? You mentioned the liver and the kidney and all of these other parts that have their function and things like that, right? But the liver specifically, that deals with detoxification, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
part of.
So if when your liver is not operating, when it's under stress,
right?
What does that cause?
Well, usually once the liver is under stress, the blood vessels actually start to become very sticky. Some of the nutrients that's coming into the body, you don't absorb it. Some person may actually develop like bloating and gas and acid reflux. Some person basically will lead on to issues with the kidneys because the liver and the kidneys work hand in hand as well. The lymphatic system, right, which basically house like your white blood cells and basically house things like, let's say, dead cells that's coming into your system. Your lymphatic system don't work as it's supposed to when the liver. You develop things like infections easily. The immune system is weakened. You even develop, sometimes person get shoulder pains just because the liver is not functioning well. And then, of course, it's going to cause problems to the bladder as well, too. So there's so many things that can actually happen in the human body when the liver is actually under stress. So that's why we take it holistically, where we're cleansing the whole system itself. So it's not just about, okay, I have stress on the liver, I'm just going to deal with that.
Right.
No, you need to deal with all the systems working together because they're working together to complete one job.
Okay.
And that one job is to keep you well. And so that's why we instruct persons to really do the whole program itself when they come in and try not to shortcut. Because usually when they shortcut, you will see, you will know. The program actually that we do at the clinic, it works pretty good. I know that from talking to different clients who would actually come into the clinic and they would have been here for years, who would have done the whole program.
No.
And I don't know if I have time to share this. One of Dr. Navarro's patients actually met her recently, and she was like, you know, Dr. Navarro put me on the program and he told me, if you're wasting my time, if you know you're going to waste your money, don't bother doing the program if you know you're going to cut me halfway with it.
Okay.
Do the whole program and you're going to see results. And she did exactly what he said. That was years, maybe about 15 to 20 years back. I didn't even exist here as yet. And I'm talking to her and, you know, it just shows she was so happy, you know, for doing the whole program back then. Yes, it takes sometimes a good amount of money, but when they finish, you're going to see the results long term. So long term, it can actually save you from spending the $200,000 down the road in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but guys, well, that's our time, but always a pleasure talking to you, and the public hopefully is more educated on the topic. So we will chat again next week, Monday.
Yes.
All right.
By God's grace.
Thanks a lot, doctors.
Definitely.
Thompson and Navarro. Nice one.
All right.
You're welcome.
And yes, Dr. Navarro,
Yeah.
everybody likes ice cream. Including myself. All right, let's take ice cream for instance. Everybody likes ice cream. It's true. I have yet to meet a person who don't like ice cream. Any flavor ice cream. I'm telling you, it's a fruit side we eat, but if you're making ice cream with it, I'll eat it. So I'll tell you what, stay tuned. When we come back, we got some birthdays to deal with. Don't forget, it is Grenada Carnival. It is jab morning this morning in Grenada. All of the oil is out, the salt fish, everything is out. And tomorrow's Carnival Tuesday. And then we are headed to New York. We got New York Labor Day celebrations where we will be. We're heading into the Big Apple, the big city. Chris, you ready for them? All right, are you ready to, you know? I'm gearing up. You see, my shirt don't get big for me, right? I'm losing weight, yeah. So I tell you what, stay tuned, Pastor.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Ready to unlock your potential? Welcome to Open Minds Education from preschool to high school. We bring expert tutoring right to your home 100%, with a stunning 450% growth in enrollment. We're transforming education with real results. At Open Minds, it's more than grades, we're building future leaders with academic and life skills. Don't wait. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or register now at www.openminds.education.com.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet Rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come. Fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God, preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donatian. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors. For residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
All right, people, so we're back and we got some birthdays, just 5 of them, and then we're out of here. So happy birthday going out to Aliyah Ramjohn, coming out from Isan and Zanifa, from Dow Village in California, as well as your teachers and your classmates. All right, so Aliyah Ramjohn, happy birthday. Also, we got to say happy birthday going out to Caleb, who is 2 years old today. This is coming from his parents, Raymond and Maria, grandparents, Leslie and Bernadette, Uncle Daryl and Auntie Dana, cousins Leah and Zachary. Happy birthday to you, Caleb. Hope you enjoy your birthday, man. Nice. Hi, Stefan. Good morning. Sending out birthday greetings and best wishes to our superstar, Stefan J. Sinanan. All right, Stefan turns 9 today. We pray that God will continue to bless and keep him, and he would have an awesome day today. This is coming from his mom and dad, Seema and Vijay, his brother, Ruben, grandmother, uncles and aunties, cousins, and everyone who knows him. Happy birthday going out to Stefan. Yeah, that's Stefan with that O, eh? Not that E. Also, one of the biggest fans of Breaking Dawn, Mark Ramkisoon. Mark, what's going on, my brother? Happy birthday to you, coming on from your family, all of your friends, and all of us here at Breaking Dawn. Enjoy your day today, man. Nice, man. Happy birthday to Mark. Mark is a big fan of the program. Big fan. And finally, we got to say happy birthday going out to Kelvin Bechu. Wait, his birthday is on Wednesday. Oh, God, why is it not so early, boy? Since the 8th of August, his end is for Wednesday, for the 13th. Anyway, Kelvin, wishing you a happy birthday in advance, man. And this is coming on from your wife, Vanessa, your son, Shivan, and Joshua Beshu. All right, so happy birthday going out to Kelvin Beshu. Nice. All right, so that's it for today. They give me talk about my shirt, you understand? But they tell me, oh, I'm trying to pass that John the scene. Why are you so, boy? You know, Pastor John has come and show you how weight he lost something, eh? And genuinely, but I ain't pretending. Right? I don't go back and search for closet though, but I don't find out. If I made an error with this shirt. I want to believe I lose weight and the shirt get too big for me. But I might have pulled it out to the, I don't know, it might have get mixed up in I don't know. But anyway, Until tomorrow, people, have a great day. Do be safe. And we look forward to hearing from all of the government ministers later, those that will speak as to their accomplishments in their first 100 days. Until tomorrow, we out.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.